is smaller than I remember, or maybe I'm just seeing it differently now. The pictures are gone from the walls, the shelves are empty somehow. There's a box sitting by the doorway, filled with pieces of another life. Old receipts, faded photographs, dreams we couldn't keep alive. I told myself this would be easy, just another afternoon to get through. But every object carries a memory, and every memory leads to you. The chair where you sat on Sunday mornings, the blanket we shared when it rained. The little things nobody notices are the things that leave the deepest pain. I thought losing you happened all at once, the day you said goodbye. But loss keeps happening in stages, long after people leave your life. And the last thing I held wasn't your hand, wasn't your coat. It wasn't a photograph or a letter you wrote. The last thing I held was the hope you'd change your mind, the belief that somehow we'd find our way back in time. I carried it for months, like a fragile piece of glass. The last thing I held was a future that couldn't last. Everyone told me to move forward, like healing had a finish line. Like one good morning I'd wake up different and leave the hurting behind. But healing came quietly instead, in moments too small to see. The first day I left without forcing it, the first night I slept peacefully. Still there were evenings that caught me, when the world felt too still and wide. Moments when missing you returned and sat beside me for a while. Not asking questions, not making demands, just reminding me that some people leave fingerprints on your hands. I stopped counting the days without you when I realized it didn't help. Love isn't measured by distance, and neither is farewell. And the last thing I held wasn't the sound of your voice, it wasn't the plans we made together, or the roads we didn't choose. The last thing I held was a version of us in my mind, the one that never stopped fighting, the one that never ran out of time. I carried it through every season, through every story I could tell. The last thing I held was the dream of us as well. Some things are harder to release, some memories ask for peace, some hearts take longer to understand. Last winter I found an old sweater hidden in the back of a drawer. For a second I was 20 steps backward, standing where I'd stood before. I almost cried from the surprise of it, how quickly the years disappeared, how one forgotten piece of fabric could bring back everything I feared. But something unexpected happened. I smiled before the tears arrived, because for the first time the memory felt gentle instead of sharp inside. And that's when I knew I was changing, that's when I finally understood. The goal was never to erase you, the goal was to remember you without hurting sat awake all night, holding on to every possibility, refusing to turn off the light. I tell them this: you don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to be okay today. Some losses take time to soften, some grief leaves slowly that way. I tell them they're stronger than they realize, even when they feel undone. Because surviving heartbreak isn't traumatic, it's waking up and carrying on. It's brushing your teeth on difficult mornings, it's answering calls you don't want to take. It's finding reasons to keep going when your heart still aches. I thought letting go would feel like dropping something, like releasing it from my hands. But it wasn't like that at all. It felt like waking up one day and realizing I wasn't carrying it anymore. Not because I forgot, not because it stopped mattering, but because I'd finally learned how to set it down. And the last thing I held was the hope that we'd return, the hope that all the bridges broken still had a chance to burn. The last thing I held was every unanswered prayer, every question left between us, hanging in the air. But now my hands are open, and now my heart can tell some things are meant to stay as memories, and that's okay as well. The last thing I held, it wasn't really you, it was the life I thought we'd have, the life I thought was true. And though it took me years to learn what I couldn't understand, sometimes love means opening your hands. Tonight the box is finally